Welcome to Stuff Lab. I'm Gwen.
And I'm Marty.
And Marty, it is day 5.
Well, I was gonna say 5 golden rings.
That is what the song says.
But looking at the sidebar, I have no idea what I've gotten into.
I built a whole new deck just for this.
Oh boy.
So originally, I was going to do the Olympic rings.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, let's just look up, the history of gold rings.
Okay.
And I found the most infamous gold ring.
The one ring to rule them all?
No.
Okay.
Are you ready? Although that would have been a very clever idea. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Wall Street, 1869.
Oh gosh. Okay.
So New York, Wall Street, September 24th, 1869, known as Black Friday.
Oh.
No relation to the current Black Friday, which is the Friday after Thanksgiving. No relation. Let's be clear about that.
Okay.
This is the collapse of Wall Street.
Oh.
The major players of this.
Oh, okay.
We have Jay Gould. James Fisk. There was no photo of him. But this is Abel Corbin.
Okay. Is this like an old-timey heist?
Daniel Butterfield.
Butterfield.
George S. Boutwell. And President Ulysses S. Grant.
Okay. Gotta say that I really miss the old days. All these guys just look just so cool. Their suits. That guy in the shadows.
So Jay Gould, he's an investor, unethical director of the Erie Railroad, and made a fortune as a cotton smuggler during the Civil War.
Okay.
James Fisk, investor, another unethical director of the Erie Railroad. Abel Corbin, smooth talker who made money speculating real estate. Married to Virginia Grant, younger sister of President Grant.
Okay.
Daniel Butterfield, former Major General and war hero during the Civil War, appointed assistant treasurer, recruited by Gould and Fisk. George S. Boutwell, in charge of the U.S. Treasury. Ulysses S. Grant, President of the United States.
Okay.
So here's our major players.
All right. Not where I thought we were going on a Christmas video, but...
Are you so excited?
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what happens out here on this one.
The plan. This is going to be a lot of reading on my part because there's so much happening. Gould and Fisk hope to take advantage of Corbin's relationship with the president, as the president was the one who would sell gold at weekly intervals to help pay off the national debt.
Oh, national debt way back then, too?
From the war. Help pay off the national debt, stabilize the American dollar, and boost the economy. So they were selling gold and using that to buy back war bonds.
Okay.
So that is why he was selling them.
Okay.
It was imperative to get to know how and when the president planned to sell. Gould persuaded Corbin to introduce him to Grant. Gould and Fisk hoped that they would gain access to private information about the government's gold supply policy and even prevent the sale of gold and manipulate the market. Gould and Fisk would use their personal appearances with Grant via Corbin at parties and gatherings to gain clout on Wall Street and use their insider information from their planted help, Butterfield.
Okay.
So their whole plan was...
Control the U.S. dollar.
Their plan was to drive down the cost of gold, buy it all, because inevitably the cost has to go back up.
Yeah.
So their plan was to make it rich off of cornering the gold market.
Can't say
and
that.
they were dubbed the Gold Ring.
Oh. I like it.
Why? We basically just covered that.
I mean, the why is pretty obvious.
The why is pretty obvious.
Money.
They did not care who went bankrupt as long as they got rich. Gould and Fisk wanted to corner the gold market and force the price of metal to go up in the New York Gold Exchange by first bringing the prices down. Knowing when the prices would increase meant they could buy low and sell high, making an incredible amount of money. Incredible amount of money.
Oh, I imagine. Yeah.
The event. This is long.
Okay. I'll settle in.
You'll settle in.
Yeah.
Would you like to doodle while you settle?
No.
Okay.
Not a doodler.
Okay. Gould and Fisk slowly worked their way into Grant's inner circle and began trying to sway Grant in his decisions on when to sell, trying to convince the president of selling the gold at a higher price to bring the dollar value down so farmers could sell crops overseas. That was the reason they were telling Grant. Grant and Boutwell felt the national debt should be paid first to assure the credibility of the United States in the eyes of European banks for future commerce.
Yeah.
Boutwell sold gold for the Treasury Reserve of $100 million in gold bars to buy back war bonds without the president's consent, but was later endorsed by Grant, sending an artificial message to Wall Street due to Gould and Fisk's appearances with the president that Grant wanted the gold prices to be raised. So phase one of the plan has worked. Boutwell placed all of his orders through Butterfield. He was the planted person in the Treasury. And always publicly announced his orders by telegraphing the Associated Press. So it was never a secret when gold was going to be sold.
Okay.
The market became flooded with gold over the next few months from the Treasury. Grant sent notice to Boutwell that driving the prices of gold down would hurt the farmers. Many brokerage firms collapsed while trade volume and agriculture prices plummeted, causing a mild recession.
Okay.
Boutwell saw little merit in either Grant or Gould's arguments, feeling the government had no place in manipulating the market regardless of who benefited. Not wanting to go against the president, however, Boutwell told Butterfield to stop semi-weekly government gold sales. Believing he now had a green light from Grant, Gould began buying gold through brokers at an accelerated rate. His gold account grew from 10 million to 18 million. Gould and Fisk put their plan into motion and began buying 1.5 million in gold in the name of Corbin and Butterfield. It's not even in their own names. On September 1st. In a week, things took a turn as they found if they continued to buy gold at the rate they had been, the Treasury would counter their efforts and begin selling at an accelerated rate to bring the prices down again. Prices up again. Gould and Fisk attempted to squeeze people on Wall Street to sell their gold, and were met with resistance that they couldn't overcome. They were told that their scheme bordered on blackmail and would be arrested under the criminal conspiracy laws of New York City. Gould, Fisk, and their associates attempted another idea of bulling the price to be even higher by buying a large amount and then selling it even higher. Fisk saw the flaw in this plan, fearing that pushing the prices up too quickly would provoke the president to step in.
Yeah.
On September 12th, Grant warned Boutwell to continue the suspension of Treasury gold sales. Gould, afraid Grant would begin selling again, sent a letter to Grant via one of his railroad workers, advising the president not to sell. The president already was not selling, so very suspicious he gets a letter saying, continue not to sell.
Yeah.
After Grant read the letter, one of the men who was in attendance with him stated that Gould had set up a gold account in his name. His name is Porter. After hearing this, Grant finally realized what Gould and Fisk were up to.
Back in the old days of the presidency when he just had to worry about gold conspiracy rings.
So September 23rd, 1869. Grant and Boutwell decided to break the gold ring by selling gold from the Treasury if gold prices continued to climb. On September 24th, Gould began to quietly sell his gold while gold agents were actively buying gold at a lesser price, with Fisk leading the buying activity.
Okay.
When the prices of gold surpassed $155 per ounce, when the price of gold passed $155 an ounce, Grant ordered Boutwell to release $4 million in gold to buy back bonds. Within minutes, gold prices dropped from around $160 to $138 an ounce, breaking the corner on gold.
Okay.
what happened to those guys?
Yeah. Did they escape? Did they make it rich? Did they...
So, Jay Gould, criticized severely for his gold market manipulation. Not convicted.
Oh, to live in the old times.
He continued on Wall Street and made oodles of money.
If you're good at it.
You're good. James Fisk, not convicted. Remained wealthy, but was caught in a scandal with another woman and shot to death by a jealous lover in 1872.
That guy was playing the field like that?
I guess.
Oofta.
Abel Corbin, criticized for his exploitation of his personal connections to Grant.
Made fun of.
Butterfield, implicated as a double agent giving information to Gould, was given the opportunity to retire from the Treasury. George S. Boutwell served the remainder of Grant's first term, and in 1873 became the U.S. Senator of Massachusetts.
Oh, so corruption's been around forever.
These two, not corrupt.
Oh, I thought that was the guy that was... I thought
Nope.
that was one of the inside guys.
No, Butterfield was the inside planted guy in the Treasury.
Oh.
Boutwell ran the Treasury.
Oh. Okay, well, okay. All right. Not that bad then. All right.
No. Grant, cleared of all wrongdoing, but his reputation was greatly affected.
Oh, wait, did he actually do anything wrong? He just didn't know what was going on. Like, he was the one who got played.
That's in Legacy.
Okay, all right.
So, legacy of the scandal. The scandal undermined both the credibility of Grant's presidency and the national economy, leaving the United States financially devastated for months. American agriculture went into steep decline as prices dropped in half or more.
Ooh.
Crops that were slated for sale overseas had to be stopped because there was no longer profit in sending them.
God.
It's believed that Grant was much too tolerant of his corrupt associates, and many believe him to have had knowledge of the scheme or had to have been part of it.
I mean, if you're the president and these guys are playing you like that, you probably should have shot them all to death. They had death penalty back then. I mean, just take care of it.
Anyways, it was thought that he was way too lenient on them all.
That's what I'm saying.
Not convicted, not convicted. Got made fun of by his wife. Was offered the opportunity to retire.
Yeah, they all should have been put to death. I'm just saying, for like screwing the entire U.S. economy,
Oh, well, yeah.
like, that's
there
almost
should have
treason.
there should have been something.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Definitely. That's like treasonous.
Now that you've learned about the gold ring, what do you think? Was it what you thought it was going to be?
Are there no fun facts for this one?
No, because it was so long.
Oh. I did not know about the gold ring.
I didn't either. I was so excited when I found this and like, gold rings, Olympic rings. What fun thing can I turn this into? The gold ring.
The gold ring.
The gold ring.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
This is very interesting.
I didn't know any of this kind of stuff. I mean, I knew this kind of stuff was going on back then, but like the manipulation of this one guy to get and rub elbows with the president and all this kind of stuff. Like, yeah, wild.
And it worked.
Yeah, that's the craziest part.
Thank you for joining us today on Stuff Lab. Come back tomorrow for day 6 of the 12 Days of Christmas. We're almost halfway there.
Almost.
Almost.
We're probably still gonna get done faster than the song.
Probably. Bye.
Bye.